We're live. I'm your host, School Room, Healthy Topics on the Room Show podcast with Dr. Aliah. Good morning. How you doing today?
Good morning. I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing good. Ready to get to work.
You know it. Right into it.
Right. So you've been busy as always.
Yep, we're doing every week, every month has gotten better, which has been awesome. Our school is growing, our social medias are growing. So just trying to keep that train rolling.
Right. And before we get into the healthy topics, can you tell them where to sign up and how to sign up?
Absolutely. So the link is in our bio on our Instagram. Head right over, join our school community. We have everything from vestibular dizziness balance to head to toe assessments and 3-month treatment plans. So again, that link is in the bio. Come join us. Very reasonable cost and having a physical therapist in your back pocket.
Nice. Go sign up.
You
And you,
know it.
you do updates like every day, right?
Yeah, every day. So again, always new content. I'm in there every day answering questions. One of the tiers, you actually get a one-on-one call with me. So again, there's a lot of different options once you come on over, hit that subscribe button.
So many great benefits.
Absolutely.
So today we could talk about like a lot of people experience like random sharp pains throughout the body, their feet, their hands, their arms. um what's the difference between like the harmless ones and something that could be really wrong?
So the harmless ones, I would say, you wake up, you're like, okay, I'm stiff. I might need to undo that a little bit. You get a zinger, but then you can kind of keep going, right? Those ones that start to stick with you for a week or two and you're like, they're not really going away. Those are the ones that I might say, hey, we may need to do a deeper dive. And I'm not saying let's run right to the ER, right? But having like a PT in your back pocket or someone you trust that can do I always call it a quick and dirty assessment. Let's see if we can reproduce the pain, right? If we can reproduce the pain, a lot of times that will tell me it's a musculoskeletal issue. If it's something that I can't reproduce with movement, then I'm like, all right, we may need to do a deeper dive and have someone, going to an orthopedic might need to take a peek at it.
Okay, good one. Because them sharp pains be crazy.
They are, and they're scary. And if you've never felt them before, they're even scarier. But again, remember, pain pain is a warning sign, right? It's not all the time like this big catastrophe, but it's just saying, hey, I'm just letting you know something's not working like it should. So if you have someone that can do an assessment, that would be my first route. I would tell you again, if it goes away and you're like, I just kind of need to work through the kinks in the morning, not something to worry about.
Okay, good. That's important.
Yeah.
um Lack of sleep, anxiety, burnout, does that really like affect sharp pains through your body or like body pain?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, a lot of times people don't realize actually how much stress, or I'm going to put stress and anxiousness almost kind of simultaneously in the same category. You carry that in a lot of different ways. Your body carries it in a lot of different ways. It's just dependent on who you are and how you carry it. I've had patients who, again, we there was a lot to unpack with them as far as social emotional that was going on outside of their actual back pain, but as soon as we kind of were able to get through that together and open the door, her back pain really started to resolve itself. So I would say she was the type of patient that was carrying a lot of her stress or angst in her back. um, Lack of sleep, absolutely. We've I know you and I have talked about this and I've hopefully hit this home, but sleep is so 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 important. It's the only time your body is truly going to rest and heal. So if you're not getting good sleep, you're absolutely going to have pains and aches that aren't really gonna they're just going to kind of linger with you.
Right, good one. And what are some things that people they do daily that actually causes it, but they're not realizing it?
So, any type of posture that they might be doing, you're talking aches and pains. Let me read.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, any type of posture that they might be doing repetitively, right? So, depending on what you do on a day to day basis, especially for your work, right? If this is a big one I've kind of been paying attention to because I've been on the road a little bit more, right? Sitting in traffic, right? Am I trying to get closer to my steering wheel? Is my head forward or is my head sitting back on the headrest? Um, if you're in a stressful environment when you're driving, right, and you're really like hands on the wheels, white knuckling it, right, and is my entire body forward? That's another thing to pay attention to. You know, commuters, you're in your car for a long period of time. I'm not saying you can change it, right? You do need to get to work or get to where you're going, but it's all what you're doing to undo that when you get the opportunity to. Um, Again, you and I have said this before too. Any just not movement, right? Our body likes to move. So that stagnant position throughout your day is definitely going to play a role into those aches and pains for sure.
Right, good one. So like for example, say like you're like just like laying around all day and then like you just jump up quick. That's like a good way to strain yourself, right?
Correct. I mean, your body's not ready. I call it priming the pump. So, the best example I can give is one of my patients who had a total knee replacement, right? They go out with their friends, they're sitting, they're enjoying themselves, they haven't caught up. They sit for an hour or two at lunch, right? Then they think that they can just get up and go. Literally, there's no way. And then I see them and they're like, Aaliyah, I couldn't get out of the booth or the chair. I'm like, well, yeah, because your knee's been in one position for an hour or two. So a lot of times I'll tell them to prime the pump, right? Like try some straightening your knee, bending your knee, straightening your knee, bending your knee, and then go. And a lot of times that will get rid of that stiffness and that ache and pain.
Good one. When's the last time you pulled the muscle?
Ooh, pull the muscle. So don't get me wrong, I still get sore, right? So there's different ways like I challenge my body when I work out. Pull the muscle, I will tell you, bad was my first year as a physical therapist, actually. And this is full fledged disclosure. So I gained a lot of weight after college and going through not after undergrad going into grad school. Stress got the best of me. Talk about stress. I gained a lot of weight, and again, being a college athlete and then coming into what the heck, I gained all this weight. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's just jump back into like plyometrics. Not a great idea. I actually pulled my back. And luckily, being a physical therapist, just being super body aware, I could feel it. I almost got the way I could best explain it is I felt stuck. Like I couldn't get back. I couldn't get my back straight again. I was like this little hunched forward. Um, that is honestly, and again, after that experience, like back pain is no joke. I was sleeping on the floor because I couldn't handle the softness of my bed. So that was probably close to, I would say, 6 years ago, 5, 6 years ago now. And again, just because I'm super body aware is very beneficial for me. Yeah, but that was painful. Luckily, because I'm a physical therapist, I went right into my office, had my manager work on me. I was like, I'm not staying this way. We're just going to keep moving. So within 72 hours, I was pretty good. I just had to do like the rehab core work afterwards.
Man, that had to be the worst. Just
It,
like
yeah,
stuck.
yeah. So I've torn my ACL before PT school, right? So I went through 8 months of rehab, which is why I became a physical therapist. But I will tell you that back pain was, I mean, it had me in tears. It was not, it was not fun.
Crazy.
Yep,
That's important.
it is. It is.
Today, like social media has like people self-diagnosing themselves. How can someone avoid falling in fear while still taking their health serious?
Yeah, that I'm so glad you're bringing this up. If you want the diagnosis, it's out there. right? There is so much information out there. I mean, I constantly, even my patients that I have right now, right? They're still sending me stuff and they're like, well, what about this? And I'm like, listen, there is 50 gajillion diagnoses out there. If you want to find it, you'll find it, right? So you can go down these rabbit holes really easily. Um, the best thing that I can say to anyone listening, right, is stop Googling, right? I tell my patients all the time, do not Google your symptoms. You Google, you are going to get the worst of the worst, right? And be very specific, as specific as you can be. But this goes back to we talked about, right? Having a PT in your back pocket, having somebody you trust. I'm not saying there's great people out there that are putting phenomenal information out, and I'm so glad we're educating people. But on the flip side of that, there is a lot of fluff out there that people are trying to sift through. But again, this goes back to, and I'm really glad you asked like the first or second question today, is if we can reproduce your pain, like I can make you do a functional movement, and that is, yep, oh yeah, that is spot on. That's what my pain feels like. We're going down the musculoskeletal realm. Or obviously, yes, my niche vestibular, that's a little bit different. But there's plenty of testing we can do to pull that out as well. So I say get a first opinion, get a second opinion, and even sometimes get a third opinion before you really go down the rabbit hole. It's easy to do nowadays.
Yeah, that's a good one. Very important too.
Yeah.
For people like constantly working, grinding, and staying busy, how important is hydration, nutrition, stretching, and recovering in physical pain?
Huge. It's huge, right? But I also tell people, remember, psychosocial is just as important, right? So yes, I want people exercising and moving their body, right? But I also don't want it to become a stressful thing as well, because then that's doing the opposite of what we want it to do. And again, more research is coming out that we don't actually need to do the 6 to 7 day workouts a week, right? Like less is more. So sometimes committing to a 3 day a week, maybe max a 4 day a week workout is enough for us. Right now, that's your typical person trying to maintain and stay healthy, right? Yes, if you have to rehab something, we got to give it a little bit more love. But hydration, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. We lose water as we age. So if we can continue to hydrate our body, for sure. And then just overall maintenance work. I saw a woman last week, and she was going to a different PT, had 3 different exercises or routines, had like she's spending like 3 hours a day on this. And I'm like, you're not going to be able to maintain this. This isn't realistic. I was like, so I'm like, give me all these. We're going to condense it down. I was like, you're doing way too much stretching. We need to add more functional strengthening, right? So make it make sense for you. 3 hours a day is just, you're not going to be successful with it. There's not enough hours in a day for people anymore, or ever at this point.
It's a long time too.
Correct.
Right. It's a good episode. I got one more.
Okay.
If someone's listening right now and has been ignoring their sharp pains and unusual symptoms, what's the first step they should take to start making it a priority for the health right away?
Yeah, great one. Right away, I would, whatever that is, lean into it. And when I say lean into it, I mean if we're avoiding a movement because it's stiff or it's sharp or it's painful, let's just try some gentle motion to see if you can get that to release itself. So this is the lean into it, don't ignore it. Yeah.
Very important. Well, this was a good episode. Um,
Yes, thank you. This was awesome.
yes, every month we got new episodes, and I'll see you next month.
Absolutely. Have a great month.
All right, you too.
Bye.